How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan. Today is Wednesday, April the 19th, 2017. And today we got to talk about Jon Ossoff, the big loser over there in Georgia's 6th district. I'm going to give you a little rundown on the story if you don't know what's going on. I know some of you may have seen Donald Trump's tweets about it, talking about how badly they lost, this, that, and the third, getting money from outside of the state, you know, this big liberal thing that's going on. But I'm going to give you a rundown of what happened. Now, Tom Price at one point held this seat, and this seat was vacated recently because he was appointed to Donald Trump's cabinet as the Health and Human Services Secretary. So that job was pretty much open, and it was a big rush of people to try and fill it. I think it was like 11 people from the GOP. I think 5 from the Democrats, maybe a couple independent, if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave the official tally of people that were involved with the race in the box below, but it was quite a few people. And what happened was you had this guy, Jon Ossoff, come out of nowhere, a very young guy, younger than me. I'm 32 years old. This guy's like 30, if I'm not mistaken. He's a former congressional staffer. He came out of nowhere and was able to pretty much lead the pack overall, but not quite enough. And the reason why he was able to lead the pack, he had like 48% of the vote, which is not enough. You had to get 50% or more, 50 or 51% in order to be able to win it outright. He did not get enough, but the reason why he got as many votes as he did is because he was able to get $8 million in campaign finances. Now, to put it into context, here where I'm at in Virginia, there was a race for the upper Senate. It was kind of confusing, but I'll just say for the sake of this video, upper and lower house. So basically in the upper house in Virginia, it was a race between Gary McCollum and Frank Wagner for a district here in Virginia. And it was labeled one of the most expensive races of all time in Virginia. And Gary McCollum had like 1.2 million. That's considered a lot of money for a race for, you know, to be like in a district. And the job is not paid that much. You're talking about $17,000 a year plus per diem. So it's not a very high paid job, but I'll get to the reason why it's important a little bit later. So keep that in mind. 1.2 million is considered a lot of money for the upper house. Now, this situation is the lower house, and the guy, Jon Ossoff, got $8 million, and the majority of that came from outside the state. You understand what's going on? Tom Price is a Republican, and that seat, that district, had been Republican traditionally for a very long time. So the point of them trying to give this guy Ossoff, this random nobody, you know, young, kind of handsome guy, is to try and flip that district, right? To try and flip it into the hands of the Democrats. You had celebrities coming out. You had Samuel L. Jackson, a lot of different people that were coming out to try and support this guy. You even had Trump had to intervene a little bit with some tweets last minute to say people from outside the state are trying to come in and take the district. You know, these liberal Democrats, a lot of money. They're trying to influence your election from the outside in. And this guy, Ossoff, does not actually live in that district. He lives 10 minutes south. But the point of him being there was to try and flip it. And the reason why I say he's kind of a young and handsome guy is because you have a lot of gay people in Atlanta, in that general area, North Lake, like North Lake Mall, all of that, Tucker. You got a lot of gays right there in that area, and they may be attracted to him, and that could be a reason why they vote for him, and because they don't like Trump. So that is, I think, their whole plan. That was their whole plan, to try to get him in there. That's the reason why you got so much money, and that is the reason why you got such a high percentage of the vote, in my humble opinion. So that is what's going on. Now, like I said, he was not able to win in this, I guess they call it like a jungle primary or something like that, where everybody was going against each other. He was not able to win it outright. So now it's going to go to a runoff in June between him and the woman named Karen. I forget her last name, but I'll place that on the screen before you. It's going to be between him and her in June. It's going to be a head-to-head rather than this whole thing going on here with the jungle and everybody, you know, against each other. And I think that the seat will be secure for the Republicans, not for the Democrats. It will not be able to flip. Now, the reason why I say this is important, even though it's a low-paying job, is because the Democrats want to get a head start on trying to regain seats in the House and the Senate. That is the only reason why this is happening. They want to get it done right now because this seat is open, because Tom Price had vacated it to become part of Trump's cabinet. And they want to continue this trend in 2018 when you get the midterm elections coming up. So that's going to be national, state to state. They want to have this whole thing go on throughout. It's going to be a lot of money exchanging. You're going to see record-breaking amounts of money spent on midterm elections. Random people that you never heard of before are going to be on the news. You're going to see the mainstream media talking about the Democrat people talking about, oh, he's being attacked by the Republicans, he's being attacked by Trump. But really what that is, it's a part of their marketing campaign, because if you're able to get this guy on national TV, that's going to be also in the TVs of people that are local. You're going to have local commercials in that area for that person, but you also have national media support. That is the whole plan. So all we got to do as people that want to vote for the right, vote for conservatives, is just to fight against that narrative. You already know what it is. If you see somebody on TV and the mainstream media is saying, oh, they're being attacked by Trump, they're being attacked by the right, they're being attacked by the Republicans or whatever, you know, that's part of the marketing campaign to try and get that person into the minds of those that are in your area that want to vote against you and against what you stand for. If you are a conservative, Republican, or whatever you want to call yourself, maybe even libertarian, you could be a libertarian and be more of a conservative, but you have these leftists that want to come in and basically regain control. It's not even about your particular area specifically. It's about trying to amass a lot of Democrats in the House and Senate so they'd be able to basically block whatever Trump does. They're trying to do it right now with the control they have in the big Senate, in the big Congress, but they want to have more control locally to be able to fight. And then once they get control locally, maybe they'll be able to get, you know, more governors in. Then maybe they'll be able to have better leverage when it comes to the 2020 election, because they have more control on a local level. So then they can go out there and campaign and pass things. It's a whole big plan they have for the next election. That's all it is. Each individual place is like a pawn in the game when it comes to the mainstream media and the Democrat Party, in my humble opinion. That is my opinion, of course, but you can see all the information in the box below for yourself. You can see what they're doing. You already know what it is. $8 million for a job that pays $17,000 a year. Come on, think about it. That kind of money does not get spent on a local race like that. The only reason why it's important is because of Donald Trump and because of the midterm elections coming up pretty soon, and also because of the 2020 election. So Jon Ossoff, man, hey, you know, you took an L this time, and you probably take another one come June when you go head to head with the young lady that's going to be on the Republican side. And I think this may be a message to those that are on the left that this will not be an easy fight. Just because you have the mainstream media on your side, just because you have big time celebrities, money on your side, does not mean you'll be able to change the hearts of those that have traditionally been one way. And as I close, I'm going to say this. You can bring all the money out. We could do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, people are still going to feel how they feel. They're still going to be aligned to their beliefs. People are still going to be Christian. I mean, you could bring out all the money you want to, but that does not determine someone's religion, someone's faith, someone's heritage, someone's family history, the way they were raised, how they were brought up, whatever it is. That's not going to change that. You may be able to persuade some people that are kind of on the fence, that may not like Trump or whatever, but at the end of the day, the majority of the people will speak, just like we spoke this past time. You see what happened. You see Hillary Clinton had like 1.1 to 1.2 billion dollars. Donald Trump had 700 million during the campaign. He was still able to win. That same thing will happen again. And I think it'll be glorious to see them try yet again to overtake us on the right and fail miserably. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it. What do you think? Do you think this guy, Jon Ossoff, was placed there to try and appeal to the LGBT community, to try and appeal to the center, left, center, right people that did not like Trump? All that money, $8 million of it, mostly coming from outside of the state, was probably given by some of these big name people, your George Soroses, your Nancy Pelosi's, your big time celebrities that do not like Trump. They gave him that money to try and send a message, to try and start a so-called revolution when it comes to the Democrat Party in the House and Senate. Or do you think that this was just a coincidence? It was a seat that was vacated by Tom Price. So I don't know. People were just generous outside the state. They just wanted to see a Democrat win. Because like I say, I'm gonna make this point clear. Most of the money that he was given came from outside of the state, so it was not like the guy just got a lot of money from local donators. No, no, no. The majority of that 8 million came from outside of the state. Because think about it. Like I said, you had the most expensive, or one of the most expensive races in the upper house, so to speak, here in Virginia. One of the guys got 1.2 million. This guy got 8 million. So think about that. And the job only pays about $17,000 per year, plus per diem. That's it. So whatever your comments are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.